Aaron, I do think there is space in the market for like a snarky lady blog, but from like a hard right-wing perspective.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I've thought about this a little bit. I think that conservatism is about like reinforcing the status quo. I mean, this is like this is not a joke. It's sort of about like reinforcing and maintaining, and comedy is about challenging and undermining. And so they're just two diametrically opposed forces. Like you can't be funny and actually culturally conservative.
But what if the status quo? What if the status quo, though, is just kind of bland liberalism? Can't you be a subversive radical?
Oh yeah, you can be a punk.
Reactionary?
You can be a punk. But I think like in order to make a joke, you have to challenge like hierarchies. But I think for the most part, like also like another thing is I think most conservatives that I know are sort of fearful of confronting liberalism like in a real way or engaging with like nuance. As are a lot of people on the far left.
Well, they just confronted liberalism pretty fucking hard a week ago.
I mean, confronting it in a way that is necessary to make good comedy. In order to confront something to make good comedy, you have to develop a familiarity with it and understand. Like in Paris is Burning, when they talk about like doing a read or like throwing shade, you have to have enough familiarity to know where somebody is vulnerable or weak. You have to know what to make jokes about. Like I cannot tell you how many fucking times I've gotten people on randos on Twitter being like, why don't you drink your latte a little harder? And it's like,
and they were like, can you point me to the M&M store, please?
Yeah. Hey, bitch, why don't you go mainline some Skittles? Or, no, I don't. What are you talking about?
Hey, why don't you go down to Times Square and look at the national debt clock, bitch?
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that the conservatives can't be funny for the simple reason that they get too mad. Like, if you ever look at any attempted comedy hashtags that TCOTs try to get started, they always devolve into just incoherent shouting. It's like, enjoy your pumpkin spice latte, you lib, while you're eating a goddamn fetus, you murderer.
Yeah. Or it's like Steven Crowder, where he's like, I'm about to reveal the liberal double standard by putting on a dress and sucking my friend's dick. That's not comedy. You just wanted to do that. I was talking
to somebody about Milo one time, and they were like,
Milo. His name is Milo.
His name is jerk off motion in the air. That's his name. You know, he's always coming up with these like hilarious stunts where I'm bathing in pig blood. Take that, libtards. And it's not funny. Like, it'd be funnier. Here's a good joke for air jerk off motion man. It would be funnier if he were to pretend that he was going to identify as a woman, then pretend to be pregnant, and then crowdfund for his own imaginary abortion. That would be fucking funny. But he's not going to do that because he doesn't understand how to needle things because he's not familiar enough with the left to actually make a good joke.
Well, he might just listen to this. Yeah. So.
Well, if you steal it, I said it first, you fucking dick.
They can't make a comedic concept build because, like Matt said, they just get too mad. Like they can't start opening it up, set up a premise and then follow through with a punchline because it's just immediately hey, do you need a safe space for this country you're ruining, you piece of shit? I fucking hate you.
I get the safe space thing a lot also because I'm a lady. I get the why don't you go home and masturbate while your cat's around? It's like, yes, that's not sad at all for me. That is pleasurable.
That sounds great. It's a totally free, cool thing.
Felix
you can
and
do.
I actually proved this when we tried to reverse engineer a TCOT version of the TCOT name games that we would do, where we would try to think of the most hilarious names for conservatives because they all sound idiotic.
Classic bit.
Like Yardley Hunchback or whatever. And we always were like, well, what would be the conservative version of that? And it would be ACLU lawyer Myron Flagburn.
liberal professor gay weakling.
Have you ever noticed though that a lot of male conservative pundits' names sound a little bit like gay porn stars? I can't tell the difference. There's a guy named Buck Sexton.
Hell yeah, Brad Thor.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a really hard game to play.
Max
conservative.
Max Boot.
He's a crush film star.
I mean, even if you think about even the more mainstream conservative Bill O'Reilly and Sean Hannity, they all
put down that pipe and hop on my pipe, baby.
Say, baby, put down that pipe and get my pipe up.